with stars around me, wearing my Live Your Dream shirt. I know you can't read it on Insta because it's reversed. It's Live Your Dream. I have been pushing myself out of my comfort zone. You may have seen my little videos. And one of the things that happened this weekend is I went for a run. Notice I didn't say jog. That's right. I'm like getting out of my comfort zone and going for a run. And it's interesting because right along the beach, I see the same people usually. There are a few people that are always there. And one of them is this older guy in a wheelchair. And every time I get to the little place where he's stopped having coffee, I think, wow, thank God he gets to be in this beautiful place by the sea and he has his little coffee in this park. But at the same time, I realize I bet he would rather be walking. I mean, I don't want to project that, but I just realized that I can complain about a lot of things, but I have my health. And today, in honor of my mother, I went dancing. Because my mom loved to dance. She, as she calls it, wine in her tail, with reggae music and soca coming from British Guyana. That was always her thing. And, I definitely was mopey the first week after my mom got out of the ICU. But then I realized I have got to live and take advantage of the fact that I have a body and I'm healthy. And so it's just been in my mind those times when I'm like, do I want to go? No, but I go for that run anyway. And when I get to the point where I want to be like, I'm tired, I'm like, no, I'm going to push myself a little bit further. And so over the last week or 10 days, I've noticed that my endurance is getting bigger and stronger. How would you say that? My endurance. Anyway, I'm increasing my endurance. But today, I actually woke up and I realized I had made a commitment to look up dance class near me, and I hadn't done it, and it's been on my to-do list for like too long. So I figured, okay, I'm gonna at least do the research. And of course, as I'm doing the research, I realize, oh my gosh, it's only 20 minutes from my house. And today being Monday, which is usually my day for writing, I decided to go ahead and go. So I had my first dance class at this particular dance school, doing a little bachata and salsa. And then I just realized, okay, I'm doing this for my mom. If my mom could, she absolutely would be doing it. And so why not? So I just wonder what dreams, what desires, what things have you kind of put off for tomorrow, thinking that there'll be another day, there'll be another time. I mean, I don't know about you, but I have been guilty of that. I take for granted that, I've got this healthy human body and I expect it to last and last. And of course it probably will. But again, seeing these same people along my run in the morning, and I just realized, this life that we're given is precious, and we could put things off. We could delay, procrastinate, make plenty of excuses, but we need to live, right? And we need to have that sense of, I'm doing this because I can, not because I have to, which is the difference for me. I've been running, not because I need to lose weight, not because I have to get in shape for something, but because I have my body, I have my health, and I want to keep it. And I want to also challenge myself to see how much further I can go. So that's what I've been up to. And I really just want to touch base and say all is well over here. We're doing our thing, and just staying positive. And most importantly, I have been also dipping back into my dream, and that is to really create something magnificent. So again, in honor of my mother, I have been really getting out of my comfort zone. And one of the things that I have gotten a little comfortable with is, I'll be honest, life here in the French Riviera, the south of France is very different. I mean, you might think of Paris kind of like New York. It's got this hustle and bustle energy. It's like going and moving. But down here, it is a little laid back. Things move very slowly. Nobody is trying to rush anything, much to foreigners' dismay. But there's another phenomenon of the south of France. It's not everybody. I'm not trying to make a blanket statement. But here in the south of France, there's not like this intense drive. There's not this energy that's like, go, do, build, become. And I think I've gotten a little comfortable, if I'm honest. I've been chilling. I mean, I'm working with you, beautiful people. I see a few of our luminaries here. Dr. Jill Stalker. I saw Margareta Tosi. You know, I'm working with amazing luminaries all around the world, here in Europe and in Scandinavia. And I'm loving it. But I've also gotten a little bit comfortable. And there has always been this kind of dream. I see John is watching. John, you may remember this back in the days in Atlanta. I had like really big dreams. I had these visions and goals of doing something just amazing and big and magnificent. And I've done some good things in my life. I'm not hating on myself. I've made some great accomplishments. But I got to a point where I just felt like, okay, well, that dream isn't happening now. Maybe it's not going to happen at all. I don't really care. Like, I was not feeling super attached. But again, with my mom, I realized, you know, she was 38 when she had me. She went to medical school in her 40s. Like, she was always pushing the limit. And I'm like, why am I getting all comfortable? Like, that don't make no sense. And so I'm really grateful to a couple of dear friends of mine, colleagues, friends, clients, mentors, and fellow luminaries, Derry Llewellyn-Davies and Rob Goddard. They both earlier this year kind of nudged gently and then kind of pushed me back into really thinking about one of the things that is true for me. And that is that as a visionary, I'm always coming up with these big, audacious dreams and goals. And I think part of the reason for me getting a little comfortable was because I'm kind of isolated. Most of my clients are around Europe, Scandinavia, the US, a few of you in Australia, but there was no one really pushing me to do more or be more. And yet these two guys, Derry and Rob, were kind of like, okay, you told us about this idea, and they were just kind of circling around like, what are you really doing? Like, and again, it really has been remembering this idea that you can live or die with regret or not. And I want to be like my mom. She is going out with no regrets. I want to go out with no regrets. And so you're going to hear about something over the next few weeks. I'm not going to tell you now because I can't, but there is something really big that has been in my consciousness for years that, thanks to some friends, some supporters in my network, I'm going to be coming out of the box with something big. And the good news is, thank you for all of those hearts and love, is actually going to benefit my luminaries and the clients that I've worked with. So this is me just putting it on record, putting it on notice that I too am going to be living my dream. So I'd love to hear how you are getting out of your comfort zone. Are you? Or are you just staying nestled in and comfy? The other thing I'm doing is working with Delia Sanchez, and we're doing this collaboration on helping people reinvent themselves. So this conscious reinvention it's not only a program that I'm doing with Delia to bring to the world when we need it most, but I am consciously reinventing myself, going through yet another up-leveling. And I'm inviting you to be a witness, part of the process. And for me, the idea of authenticity and integrity have always been like my top values. And I can't tell you to go live your dream if I'm not doing it. I can't push you to step out of your comfort zone and do more and be more if I'm not living it. So I'm very grateful to the legacy of my mom for inspiring this, because it feels like authentic, it's genuine, it's from my heart and my soul. And yeah, so I've just been training, getting out of my comfort zone to bring you something new and something exciting. So I may be a little quieter on social media. I will continue to lift up the amazing voices of our authors and luminaries at Make Your Mark Global, including Emilia Furduiu from Romania. She has just become a global luminary with this book, Yoli, Adventures in the Valley of the Shadows. And it is such a good book. You can get it now on Kindle. The link is in my bio, and it is coming in hardcover. This is our first comic book. So I'm super excited because it's a way for you to, I don't think it's just for kids. It's a comic book, but it's really so well done that I get inspired when I read it. And when I see these little yellow unicorns, it reminds me that I am the light. You are the light that shines in the shadows. So we're going to be lifting up Emilia. We're also going to be lifting up our authors from 2 new books, Holistic Healing. We've got some authors from around the world sharing how they have healed using a variety of methodologies. And the second book is Manifesting Love, where we are having several authors who are sharing the different processes that they have gone through to bring forth love in their lives. From working on themselves, the self-love journey, to one of our authors doing a very formal ritual, Margaretha from Holland. So we have like this other book that will actually help people, at least that's our intention, to call forth your soulmate, your divine beloved partner. Like, who doesn't want to end the year with more love? And we also have Joyce Wazir Ali, also from the Netherlands, who's publishing a book on conscious leadership. So I am going to be lifting up these voices, doing interviews, and sharing the positive vibes from Make Your Mark Global while I go into my little creative cave and work with the team on this new project that I will be bringing to the world. So, hey, get out of your comfort zone, my friend. Start taking those little ant steps, as Malin Headland says, even if it's just one more step out of your comfort zone, and you can start to expand your comfort zone. I'm doing it through running. I'm doing it now through all of these dances, going to salsa and bachata, and I think kizomba is next. And I think if I look back, I often wonder, like, how did my mom do it as an immigrant, to the United States with 3 kids, alone once she was divorced and moved away? It was like, how did she keep pushing herself? Like, even when she got to a certain level of success, she kept going. And she did. She went out partying and dancing and having fun and hosting Super Bowl parties and all these things. And now me, as a mom, I kind of look back and think, how did she do it? Like, and why am I such a wimp that I get like tired after? Anyway, no self-hate. There's a lot of self-love over here. But it's really just been inspiring me to step it up. So I hope that this has been somewhat inspiring to you as well. And of course, Maria, we acknowledge the divine here. As you may not have seen it in my last video, but that is principally what has driven my mother. As she said to me, she feels like when she dies, she will hear the master say, "Good job well done." And I really feel like we are called to do God's work. We are God in the flesh. We are here to bring forth missions and messages and our own destiny that comes from a divine source. That's the way I see it. And so around here, in my world, with my clients and at Make Your Mark Global and Innate Vitality, we actually consider this work to be our divine mission. It's not just a career or a job. Like, everything I'm doing is with the intention of my own evolution and helping to end suffering in the world so that it spreads. So anyway, that is just what I have been up to. And yes, Charles, self-reflection is good. That's what I've been up to a lot. And I'm looking forward to sharing with you as Delia and I host 4 free masterclasses on conscious reinvention. It's really a holistic mind, body, soul approach to doing that introspection, like looking toward yourself, figuring out what your talents and strengths are, finding out if there are any blocks, any limiting beliefs, stuff in your subconscious, skeletons from the past that might be holding you back or blocking you. We're going to go deep on how to get past those so that we could actually use the end of this year, the end of 2020, as kind of an incubator to bring forth the best in us. As we go into winter, it is that time of kind of going within and conserving resources. And we can actually take stock of everything that this crazy year has brought us. And rather than ending up in post-traumatic stress disorder because of the drama and trauma of 2020, we can use this time wisely and bounce forward with post-traumatic growth. So I'm going to be breaking that down because you know me, the little science nerd that I am. I'm breaking down the principles of post-traumatic growth and the principles of the top 10 traits of highly resilient people. And we're going to be bringing that forward in these 4 masterclasses. And then you can work with us privately if you want over winter so that we can actually end 2020 on a positive note, really in touch with our soul, our gifts, our talents, creating a clear vision of where we want to go. No matter what's going on in the outside world, we have that power to choose. We can choose what we will focus on. We can choose to rise to the occasion and to become an even better version of ourselves. I often think back to Viktor Frankl and, reading his book again, Man's Search for Meaning, to see that he was able to visualize himself in the future, teaching what he was learning in a concentration camp and how he found meaning and hope. That's going to be a central theme as we go through these next few weeks. So there's so much more in us than we use. And I know I've said that before. You've probably heard it a million times. But until you decide to challenge yourself or work with someone who's going to push you and challenge you a little more, you'll never know. You'll never know how much more is in you if you don't actually try and apply it. So that's what I'm committed to helping you do. And I hope that you will stay with me and along for that journey. All right? So it was lovely to connect with you, kind of preemptive stopping your day here on Insta. And I think I'm going to upload this to Facebook and YouTube so that you guys can say hi there as well. So much love to you, my dear friends. I wish you a wonderful week. Bye.